Coming up next on Plus TV, Plus News. Join our news team for half hour of local and national news. Plus News, informative, balanced, accurate, and current.
Hi, my name is Megan, and I'm a civil engineer here at M&M Engineering. Behind every successful production process in our factory come quality materials, skilled employees, and reliable equipment. Specifically, rebar and pre-stressing cable from Benny's, which are the building blocks of our products.
Not all rebar and steel are created equal. At Benny's, quality is savings because building with trusted materials means building stronger, safer, and longer.
Through Benny's Enterprises and Banquet, M&M Engineering has access to the highest quality products and heavy-duty machinery that help us improve efficiency, maintain productivity, and provide the most reliable solutions to our clients.
Best for you and best for me. At Benny's, it's the quality. Benny's, quality and savings.
In the headlines for tonight's newscast, Belize's Chamber of Commerce and Industry raises concerns surrounding BTL's proposed acquisition of Speednet. PUC says they'll be impartial when reviewing the proposed acquisition. Former President of NEAB charged for rape. Pageant season kicks off for Miss Earth Belize. And we sit down with the director of A Woman Called Nora. These stories and more are coming up next on Plus News. Stay tuned.
That is brought to you through the courtesy of Builders Hardware, your home improvement warehouse.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I hear they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, and the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God, Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Las noticias, ahora también en español. Durante 20 años, PlusTV ha llevado noticias en vivo y de confianza a Belmopán y a sus comunidades vecinas. Y ahora estamos ampliando nuestro compromiso de mantenerte informado. A partir del martes 2 de junio, PlusTV se enorgullece en relanzar nuestro noticiero en español en vivo, transmitiéndose todos los martes y jueves de 12 p.m. a 12:30 p.m. con retransmisiones nocturnas a las 7 p.m. Mantente informado, mantente conectado, mantente con PlusTV. Nos vemos pronto.
In Toledo, your land is your biggest asset. It is where most families invest all their cash. It provides your food and, in many instances, your livelihood. But a proposed law could take control of private land and transfer it to village ownership. Even with legal title, your property rights could be extinguished, even if you owned it before 2015 when the consent order was signed. Doesn't matter what your ethnicity, if your land is declared Maya customary land, it will be owned by the village. And while we wait, confusion grows, misinformation spreads, and uncertainty is taking hold. As written, this bill may require a constitutional amendment, meaning this could extend beyond Toledo to all of Belize. This bill is too important to rush. Let's fix it, discuss it, and get it right. Toledo Private and Lease Landowners Limited, protecting property rights through dialogue.
Welcome to Plus News for today, Wednesday, August 5th. I am Jordana Flowers. The Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry has joined the discourse surrounding BTL's proposed acquisition of Speednet. Yesterday, it was announced that the BTL's board of directors had approved the proposed acquisition of 100% of the issue share capital of Speednet Communications Limited, subject to the completion of due diligence and successful negotiation of a final purchase agreement. BTL said that the transaction is intended to be a strategic investment in Belize's digital future, aimed at reducing the duplication of telecommunications infrastructure, improving network reliability, accelerating digital inclusion, and expanding connectivity to underserved and unserved communities. BTL also emphasized that the proposed $80 million acquisition will not require the company to borrow funds or seek additional investment from the Social Security Board. Despite those clarifications, the president of the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry says that he is not sure if Belize will be getting its value for money in this merger, and questions whether the proposed acquisition will benefit the country.
The BCCI isn't against any type of merger in business and interfering in private matters, but this is significantly of a public nature, given that the government has a great deal of interest, and of course Social Security's participation as an equity holder in BTL. And if you look at the over the past few months, the issue came up and we addressed it at the time, and then there were consultations. Coming out of those consultations, we were still not satisfied that we're getting value for money. We're still not satisfied that the regulatory environment is there to give any comfort to consumers post-acquisition by BTL of this smart Speednet enterprise. What we've done is essentially put the cart before the horse. We should have put in the proper legislative safeguards and guardrails, and then we can see the proceeding of a fluid transaction. However, there was a rush, and I honestly don't know why there was a rush in concluding, because to me it was more a seller-driven transaction rather than a buyer-driven transaction, which is not good for the people of Belize. Well, I think principally in the consultation it was said that we're not acquiring assets, which are assets that are diminishing. And so I would have preferred that, or at least if I were in their shoe, to be spending $80 million on improving the BTL's infrastructure, particularly in the area of cloud environment, because to me that's where some money can be made for BTL going forward. Hence, I just don't see the logic behind it.
The merger of BTL and Speednet will be completed after PUC's decision. At least, that's how it should be based on Belize's Telecommunications Act. The president of the Belize Chambers of Commerce and Industry, however, Giacomo Sanchez, believes that regardless of what the PUC says, the acquisition is a done deal.
I believe what will occur, or what has occurred, is that the transaction essentially is a foregone conclusion, because that vote yesterday essentially tells the public and tells everyone that this deal is going through one way or the other. And who, from a PUC standpoint, it's just a matter of timing as to when they give some sort of indication that it would have been approved.
So you don't trust that the PUC is particularly acting in the best interests of the public?
I think until we hear from the PUC, I think I'd be reserved to make a comment on that.
So then do you consider it a done deal?
From a BTL standpoint, yes, it's a done deal. I don't think this will go back or be reversed. It's just the nature of things.
The PUC has...
Despite the concerns from the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the PUC has issued a press release reaffirming its commitment to conducting an impartial review of BTL's proposed Speednet acquisition. In a statement issued today, the Commission acknowledged that the heightened public interest surrounding the proposed transaction and said its assessment will be guided by the relevant laws, regulations, and established procedures. The PUC noted that its review will consider several key factors, including consumer protection, service continuity, quality of service commitments, transitional arrangements, and market transparency and fairness. The Commission emphasized it is obligated to remain impartial throughout the process and, as a result, will not comment on public debate surrounding the proposed acquisition or speculate on its eventual decision. It added that its final ruling will represent the Commission's official position on the matter. The media also caught up with Minister of Foreign Affairs, Culture, Science and Education, the Honorable Francis Fonseca, to get his thoughts on the pending acquisition. Fonseca stated that he would prefer to reserve his comments until he is properly informed of the move, as more details should be revealed at the next cabinet meeting.
Yeah, I think there are legitimate questions and concerns that remain. I have not yet received any information on this matter except for what has been shared through the media. My expectation is that at our next cabinet meeting that we will receive a briefing on the matter. I look forward to that briefing, and coming out of that, I think I will be in a better position to offer any comments on the matter. But for now, I will reserve any public comments on it until we get proper information.
Do you think the public is at a breaking point though with this split payment scandal as well and wanting to take to the streets as a result of BTL issue?
Yeah, no, I don't think the public is at a breaking point. I recognize the concerns. I think there are legitimate concerns and questions, as I said. The government has a responsibility to respond to those in a respectful way, and I'm sure that is what we will do.
During yesterday's Senate meeting, all the UDP senators and majority of the independent senators decided to stage a walkout. The walkout was after news broke of BTL's plan to acquire Speednet after the board voted in favor of the acquisition 8 votes to 2. Only one independent senator refused to partake in the walkout, Church Senator Reverend Louis Wade. Today, in an interview with the media, Wade clarified his position, stating that even though he is in complete disagreement with BTL's decision to acquire Speednet and create a monopoly, he is personally unconvinced that walking out was the best strategy.
I do not believe personally that walking out of a meeting where we represent not ourselves but the people would have been the best strategy yesterday. I believe that independent senators and the opposition, they have the right to use whatever strategy they believe is necessary to capture the attention of the Belizean people and the government. However, I believe that I also have the right to use whatever strategy I believe best that represents the church properly and can still get the same message across to the Belizean people that the BTL attempts to purchase smart and recreating a monopoly are contrary to the wishes of the Belizean people and are also contrary to democracy because it creates a monopoly. We've walked away from that and we should never go back there. So I felt it necessary to speak rather than to walk out.
Well, what do you think about the targeted criticism against you, critics calling you a sellout for staying?
Well, people don't read. A lot of people don't read. And a lot of people don't understand because I made it very clear that out of every single person in chambers, those who walk out or didn't, I stand to lose more than any of them. I own a media house, PlusTV, and any monopoly is a threat, as it has been in the past, to what we do. So I have my entire investment that comes at risk. But I was not there to represent PlusTV. I was not there to represent my own financial interests. I am there to represent the constituency. Trust me when I say I was very comfortable with what I did yesterday, and I will do it again.
Senator Wade says that he remains 100% committed to fighting the acquisition alongside his fellow independent senators. Wade says he has been and will continue to be a key part of the independent senators and independent media houses' fight against the proposed acquisition.
I was the person who initially got the support, the united support of the senators, independent senators, to come up with a joint position. That joint position was again issued yesterday, and I need to make it very clear that our press release with my name on it was released before a decision was made to walk out. And so my independent senators know that I stand with them, because the only thing I did not do is walk out. So the support that we have from the independent senators continues to be a very important block that will challenge this acquisition. We are not for this acquisition. At the same time, the meetings continue, and we will try again to bring the media houses together to fight against the acquisition, because the acquisition is not in the best interest of independent media in the country of Belize. I helped to formulate the positions that are currently being put forward in the public domain as to why the acquisition should not go through. I remain 100% committed to fighting against the acquisition. The only thing I will not do is to walk out of what I consider to be my responsibility and the best place to speak on any issue affecting the nation.
While Senator Louis Wade was the only independent senator to remain in the Senate meeting, Business Senator Kevin Herrera joined his colleagues as part of the walkout. Here's what the president had to say when we asked him about Herrera's participation.
It was one of those responses that had to be addressed on the fly because, you had some serious business being undertaken by the Senate, and a walkout just suggests that, or at least strikes to the heart of the opposition that we currently have in terms of this overall transaction.
It was done ahead of a vote on the OSH bill. Do you weigh one against the other in terms of importance?
I think because of the gravity of the BTL acquisition, it ranks a little higher in priority in terms of importance, at least at this point. The OSH bill has been around for so long that I think we've been on pause for a while, and so we can pick up the pieces on that and ensure that we get a good piece of legislation coming out of it.
We're taking a short break. We'll be back shortly.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I hear they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, and the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God, Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Life moves fast. Your connection should keep up. Need more credit? More data? A flex bundle that fits your lifestyle? With Smart Prepaid, they're a prepaid option for every lifestyle and budget, making it easy to stay connected wherever you are. Because with Smart Prepaid, you can connect on your terms. Purchase credit, data, flex bundles, prepaid plans, and all your favorite prepaid services at any Smart agent, Smart showroom, or simply dial *100# key. No stress, no waiting, just fast, easy, convenient ways to stay connected every day. Smart Prepaid. Connect on your terms.
What we see on the streets today begins in the home. It begins with family. Children who grow up in a stable environment where they can play and learn safely are the building blocks of strong communities. To construct those strong communities, our country needs real men. A lot of youth growing up don't understand what that is. Real men are providers and protectors. Real men are responsible and hardworking. Real men spend quality time with their families and raise strong children with values. They teach their children honesty and integrity, discipline and commitment, love of country, accountability for their actions, right and wrong. Real men run things. Aspire to be a real man today, because gang life isn't it. Gang life is no life.
A message from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Violence Prevention and Enforcement Unit.
In the heart of Belmopan, there's a pharmacy that cares for more than just prescriptions. Medicare Plus Pharmacy, genuine patient and community-centered care, isn't just a promise, it's what we deliver every day. From medicines and wellness products to everyday essentials for you, your home, and even your pets. We're here for your entire family. Moms and expecting mothers are welcome to nurse in our private counseling room because your comfort matters. We offer diabetes checks, blood pressure checks, and medical counseling to help keep you informed and in control of your health. We support our community through blood drives, nutrition and wellness programs, and partnerships that make healthcare more accessible for everyone. And when medical information feels overwhelming, our trained staff takes the time to explain, guide, and support you so you can confidently manage your health and improve your quality of life. Medicare Plus Pharmacy Belmopan, genuine patient and community-centered care, always.
When I install an AC system, I recommend Rheem from Belize. Unlike inferior units that drive up electricity costs, restrict yard flow, and wear out quickly, Rheem has the right solution for every space. With a wide range of options, I can choose the right Rheem system to keep every customer cool, comfortable, and satisfied. Because at Belize, quality is savings.
Best for you and best for me. At Benny's, it's the quality. Benny's, quality and savings.
Life moves fast. Your connection should keep up. Need more credit? More data? A flex bundle that fits your lifestyle? With Smart Prepaid, they're a prepaid option for every lifestyle and budget, making it easy to stay connected wherever you are. Because with Smart Prepaid, you can connect on your terms. Purchase credit, data, flex bundles, prepaid plans, and all your favorite prepaid services at any Smart agent, Smart showroom, or simply dial *100# key. No stress, no waiting. Just fast, easy, convenient ways to stay connected every day. Smart Prepaid. Connect on your terms.
What we see on the streets today begins in the home. It begins with family. Children who grow up in a stable environment where they can play and learn safely are the building blocks of strong communities. To construct those strong communities, our country needs real men. A lot of youth growing up don't understand what that is. Real men are providers and protectors. Real men are responsible and hardworking. Real men spend quality time with their families and raise strong children with values. They teach their children honesty and integrity, discipline and commitment, love of country, accountability for their actions, right and wrong. Real men run things. Aspire to be a real man today, because gang life isn't it. Gang life is no life.
A message from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Violence Prevention and Enforcement Unit.
The murder case of 29-year-old Kiefer Alexander Mackenzie has reached a new development. On Tuesday, August 4th, Belize City Police formally arrested and charged 24-year-old Lennox Lenford Gentle for the shooting death of Mackenzie. Gentle's arrest stems back to the brazen daylight shooting on Albert Street on Saturday, June 13, 2026. Mackenzie's life was cut short after he was shot while inside his vehicle. Mackenzie, a public officer attached to the Ministry of Immigration, was driving a blue SUV along Albert Street when a gunman with his face covered and riding a motorcycle opened fire on him. Mackenzie's 2 children who were inside the vehicle also escaped unharmed. Lennox Lenford Gentle appeared before the Belize City Magistrate Court today, where he was formally charged with murder. Due to the nature of the offense, no plea was taken and bail was denied. Gentle, who appeared unrepresented, was remanded to the Belize Central Prison until his next court appearance on October 1st. Former President of NEAB, Pastor Victor Hernandez, has been found guilty of 2 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault. The verdict was handed down yesterday by Justice Antoinette Moore in Punta Gorda. In 2024, Hernandez was charged for rape and sexual assault after a 35-year-old woman reported him to the relevant authorities. During the trial, the victim, during her testimony, broke down in tears, forcing Justice Moore to briefly suspend the hearing. After the trial ended, Justice Moore declared Hernandez guilty. Hernandez's sentencing will be announced next week. Due to the nature of the case, Hernandez can face no less than 8 years, with the maximum being life behind bars. Today, Church Senator Louis Wade spoke on the matter, stating that no one, not even pastors, are exempt from the consequences of their actions.
I am very saddened by the entire saga. No pastor should find themselves in a position where they have to be defending themselves against a congregant. Something has gone wrong from the very beginning, and I place no fault on the victim. We are the leaders, we are the pastors, we are the shepherds. We have a responsibility to conduct ourselves, whether in public or private, in the highest moral and ethical conduct. Walls were clearly broken down that enabled this terrible activity to occur. We are no longer at a point where we need to ask ourselves, did it really happen? The courts of Belize have made a decision that 2 counts of rape and a count of sexual assault occurred against that pastor. We love that pastor. We'll continue to pray for him. He was a leader in one of the organizations. But the laws of Belize, nor the laws of God, exempt anyone from violating any other human being. And so we forgive, we pray for both the victim and the perpetrator, but justice must be served. And I am thankful for the courage of the victim, who was able to not only step forward to make a complaint, but to run through the entire process with the courts. It must have been a terrible time, and our prayers are with her. But at the end of the day, justice has prevailed, and justice will prevail. And there is forgiveness. However, we have to live up to the consequences of our actions.
Former Belmopan Mayor Sharon Palacio has recently found herself back in the political spotlight after weighing in on the upcoming mayoral race between Pablo Kawich and Isidoro Richie Galvez. During an interview with PlusTV earlier this week, Palacio urged Mayor Kawich not to underestimate his challenger and said she would have been more cautious about some of the statements made by the incumbent. Her remarks prompt speculation about whether she is considering a political comeback. We put that question directly to her. Here is her response.
Is there any desire or any thought to re-enter politics?
I would say, hell no. Not even over my dead body. I'm not interested for sure, but it's a way of life, for sure.
The countdown has officially begun for Miss Earth Belize pageant, set to take place on August 8, 2026. The Miss Earth International Pageant is an annual environmental themed competition founded in 2001 with a mission centered on environmental education, awareness, and advocacy. For Belize, it's an opportunity to elevate awareness while empowering young women to become champions for their own communities and the country. In 2021, Destiny Wagner made history by bringing home the Miss Earth International crown, the first and only international pageant title Belize has ever won. While the Miss Earth Belize Foundation Limited has long existed, Finance Director Wendy Castillo says that the current board is committed to taking the franchise to higher heights.
So Miss Earth has existed. You have had previous franchise holder, but what those franchise holder did not do is to promote it in the way this present franchise holder and board is looking at it. When we were offered the opportunity to be part of the Miss Earth Belize 2026, we look at it from a standpoint of what Belize can gain from such exposure. What is different from other pageants, and truly there is a clear difference. Miss Earth advocates for environmental sustainability, for promotion of the environment, for us to learn to coexist as a community with the environment. Like our national anthem said, we have wealth untold. What are we doing with those wealth? How do we save the wealth untold, the environment, for our next generation? And so we decide that this is truly something that we can take, we can sell internationally, and it can also have an impact by bringing visitors to our show, by promoting our jewel, and to let the world know, as small as we are impactful, that we have so much to offer when it comes to tourism. And so that is the reason why we decide that we will take over this franchise, we will build this franchise from scratch, we will have the Belizean public know more about this franchise and the meaning behind the pageant. It's not just a regular pageant, it's a beauty with a cause, where we are developing leaders, environmental advocates for our country through these young ladies. So Miss Earth is totally different from what Belizean is used to. Miss Earth pageant for Belize, we have held that crown in 2021. Rightly so, it is the only international crown on pageantry level that Belize has garnered. And truly, I don't believe that we have given that queen, the queen that won in 2021, the recognition that she so rightly deserved, Destiny Wagner. And so it was a COVID year. It's coming out of COVID, so I would want to think that was the reason. But truly, it is an international title that we hold, one that every Belizean must be proud of, because we get to put our environmental asset on display to the international audience. Also, I want to say that as a country, we have used, when you talk about the blue bond, right? We are the second country other than Seychelles that have used our natural resources as part of economic recovery. That is fact, that is statistic. And so that's why I say Miss Earth has meaning. It is purposefully for our country, something that we can truly see will create an impact for our entire country. So I'm hoping that Belizean can embrace that, can understand it's not just pageantry as they know it, but pageantry with a cause.
Today's official pageant launch brought together several sponsors and environmental agencies, including the Department of Environment and the Protected Areas Conservation Trust. Following the event, officials spoke more on the opportunities created through this year's pageant.
The Department of the Environment is partnering and supporting Miss Earth Belize Foundation Limited, but because it takes a lot of persons that need to be involved to protect Belize's environment. The Department of the Environment's role is not only to develop and enforce environmental regulations and policies, but it is also to bring environmental awareness and be able to inspire positive environmental change and actions within the environment. Sponsoring with and partnering with Miss Earth Belize has helped us to reach a different target audience, reach more people, and be able to inspire persons to take actions within our environment. What we need to understand is that taking care of our natural resources and protecting our environment is a shared responsibility. To have any one of them win this pageant is amazing. They are young, they have a different target audience, and they will be the voice for us out there. So they will then become our ambassador, which is very important.
Miss Earth Belize represents a platform where young ladies can do climate and conservation advocacy on a international stage. In fact, we represent for conservation works and climate finance works locally. So we do our part to ensure that Belize is okay. But these ladies have the world at their fingertips. They're vibrant, young representatives that reach an entirely new demographic that PAC probably hasn't gotten to before. PAC itself has just finished its 30th year anniversary. We've kind of been doing things I would call, I don't want to call it that, but in an old-fashioned way. Partnerships like these are bringing us into our new future. We want to be dynamic, we want to be a more vibrant institution. So when we look at Miss Earth Belize and what it stands for, it's what we want to represent ourselves and the work that we do in conservation, in climate finance, and especially in helping communities. So it provides that type of platform for advocacy for us to show what we're doing here in Belize.
The international competition will take place on November 15, 2026 in the Philippines. In 2021, Belize brought home the crown. The question now is, can Belize do it again? Here are the 4 young women determined to make it happen.
My name is Gwendolyn Lucille Galvez. I'm 26 years old. I'm 5'3.5" tall, and my platform is eco-culture, living love and guiding the future. I'm from Cayo West, San Jose Socots Village. I've been in pageantry before. I formerly competed in Miss World Belize, and I decided that I was going to do it again because I don't give up. And I saw that they were going to have a Miss Earth Belize pageant for the first time in years, and I said, this is my platform. I had recently become a tour guide. I was working in the field, and I said that this is my chance. I just feel it, like the moment is right, and I decided to do it and followed my gut. My platform is about integrating environmental conservation into aspects of our lives, all aspects of our lives, through education and experiences. When you are building a culture of an environmental conservation, people build culture through what they know, so through education, and what they feel through the experiences that they have. And as a tour guide, I have seen many people change their lives after they experience a tour that really shows them the beauty of nature. They really immerse themselves and they go back home changed people, and they feel like they want to be engaged in environmental conservation. It becomes a let's say like a group that they want to be part of, a community that they want to join, and that's why I believe it has a great impact.
My name is Vasha Thompson. I'm 25 years old and I'm 6'4". My advocacy is focusing on community-driven biodiversity conservation and youth environmental education, and I'm from Belmopan.
Okay, so what made you decide to compete for Miss Earth Belize?
Honestly, every pageant has their values and things that they prioritize. For me, I'm a biology graduate and an environmentalist, so it just made sense to join a pageant that prioritizes stewardship of the environment. My advocacy is educating children and communities with the knowledge and equipment to really care for our earth in the best way possible. I believe that if people know better, they will protect better and they will respect what we have around us.
Hi everyone, my name is Heavenly Bradley. I am 23 years old. My height is 5'1", and my advocacy is from waste to work, reviving culture through reuse. It's basically when we take old materials or old trash or waste and we turn them into something new that promotes cultural preservation, inspire creativity, and build self-confidence while reducing waste in our community. I think this is something that all Belizeans should have or should take part in so that we can build a more safer, more healthier Belize. I am from right here in Belize City, born and raised, never left. And the reason I decided to compete for Miss Earth Belize because I saw that the pageant was more than a beauty pageant. It stands for something more than just beauty. It's for environmental cause, awareness, conservation. And I believe that collectively, if one person can do it, everyone can do it. And I think this is like the best opportunity you can have when you're reaching out to different communities to bring everyone together.
My name is Kendall Morgan. I am a 22-year-old national athlete in track and field. I come from the beautiful village of Borough. My advocacy is fighting for preservation, protecting the Belize River, preserving our heritage. My advocacy focuses on the preservation of the Belize River while also getting the chance to celebrate our traditions, especially canoeing. I used paddling to raise awareness. As we speak today, we're having so many stuff with the river, especially with the dying fishes. We don't know where it comes from, but I want people to be aware and educated of what is actually happening in our environment. And as I say, conservation begins with us, but I want to start with me. What made me really vie for this crown? I've always been somebody who loves to clean my community. It felt more like a responsibility to me than a task. And when I saw the Miss Earth Belize being broadcast, and I said, you know what, maybe this is something I want to take up. I'd never think that in the last 2 years, I never think that I'd be here participating in a next pageant, but I'm here today, and it's not for a crown, but for me to make an impact and for people to be educated and aware of what is actually happening in our environment when it comes to environmental circumstances.
We're taking a short break. Stay tuned to Plus News.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I hear they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God, Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Before our grid reached across Belize, it was built by generations of Belizeans committed to connecting communities and powering progress. Through the hands, the dedication, and the vision of our people, the grid grew with Belize. A nation built through strength and resilience, and a network built pole by pole. Today, that responsibility continues, strengthened by every hand that follows. Each generation building on the last and carrying forward a shared responsibility, serving communities, powering schools, hospitals, businesses, and homes, supporting a nation that continues to grow. Belize Electricity Limited, built to serve, serving Belize.
Welcome to the William David Fonseca Parking Facility, your modern solution for safe and convenient parking in downtown Belize City. With easy payment options such as prepaid cards or coins, parking downtown has never been easier. Enjoy affordable rates as low as 75 cents for 15 minutes, $1.50 for 30 minutes, and $3 for an hour. Open and available 24/7. Park smart, park safe, park at the William David Fonseca Parking Facility. Modern, secure, convenient. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Here's how to be a part of Benny's Homecation in 3 easy steps. First, download the PUC app and sign up to be eligible. It's fast and easy. Then, shop at any Benny's location or Benny's entity. Remember to choose products from our monthly Homecation jackpot categories to earn entries. Now you can earn B-Bucks with purchases made and be a part of the Benny's Homecation Jackpot for a chance to win the $10,000 grand prize in December. Win the ultimate homecation with Benny's, quality and savings.
So it started off like any other summer day in Belize. I decided to go down to Builders Hardware since I hear they had 25% off on summer outdoor products. I got a couple of items, a chair, a grill, a cooler, and I got carried away, but the prices were so good. But anyways, I might have gotten comfortable, maybe too comfortable. Then I saw the news, man, the hurricane season was not playing with me. But thank God, Builders also had 25% off hurricane preparedness items as well. Flashlights, batteries, sealant, first aid kits, everything I need. And guess what? My grill survived.
Before our grid reached across Belize, it was built by generations of Belizeans committed to connecting communities and powering progress. Through the hands, the dedication, and the vision of our people, the grid grew with Belize. A nation built through strength and resilience, and a network built pole by pole. Today, that responsibility continues, strengthened by every hand that follows. Each generation building on the last and carrying forward a shared responsibility, serving communities, powering schools, hospitals, businesses, and homes, supporting a nation that continues to grow. Belize Electricity Limited, built to serve, serving Belize.
Former Belmopan Mayor Sharon Palacio has long been recognized as a pioneer in raising awareness about chronic, non-communicable diseases. In a recent conversation with Palacio, she shared what she has been working on, specifically in the upcoming annual 26-mile diabetes run, scheduled for October 12, 2026. While the run continues to attract long participation each year, Palacio says she wants this year's turnout to be even bigger.
It's going to be our 12th annual diabetes run, and it's a 26 miles run. We depart from the Market Plaza to beautiful Palacios Mountain Retreat, and I'll be putting out the link as of today, really. And I would love to see more teams. I've always had very good support for Diabetes Run. But this year I want it to be even bigger, because following the run, I'll be opening the first Diabetes Diagnostic and Orientation Center at Palacios Mountain Retreat.
On June 5, 1963, 36-year-old Nora Parham went down in Belizean history as the first and only woman to be hanged at the gallows after being convicted of murdering her abusive common-law husband, Police Constable Lachelle Trapp. Parham was arrested on suspicion of intentionally setting her husband on fire. During the trial, Parham maintained that while she threw gasoline on him during the domestic dispute, she never set him on fire. She claimed Trapp accidentally ignited the gasoline after lighting a cigarette. Despite reportedly making several complaints to police about years of abuse, her cries went unanswered. Now, her story is returning through a two-act stage production written and directed by Ray Gongora, entitled A Woman Called Nora.
This is the opportunity for Nora Parham to tell the truth about her story. Nora, we all know, was a battered woman, a victim of violence and abuse. And there are so many stories surrounding what happened. And this play will focus primarily on exactly that. All these stories, and I say that quote unquote stories, because you will find that this is not something that I made up, by the way. This is the raw transcript from the archives, the transcript from the trial, and you cannot believe the amount of times you heard she say, she say, she say. So this is Nora's, as I mentioned before, this is Nora's opportunity to tell the truth, and the truth will be told by Nora herself.
The production stands in solidarity with the fight to end gender-based violence. As Param's story continues to resonate today amid rising GBV cases. To Gongora, the project is especially personal, as he recalls being a child at the time of Param's execution.
Whenever I talk about it, I get emotional because reading the transcript from the trial, I can see the truth. I remember as a little boy in primary school, Holy Redeemer Primary School, and at 8 a.m. that morning, you know, school bell rings like 10 minutes. Access to classroom, and when you get into classroom, you're saying the morning prayers. And I remember the sister, the nun, telling us to say 3 Hail Marys and 3 Our Fathers for this lady who was gonna be hung, Nora Parham. I remember walking home for lunch from Holy Redeemer School, crossing Big Bridge to South Side, going I lived on Wagner's Lane by South Street, and crossing the bridge there were people lining the street. And it is now after reflection that I realize that those people were lining there to see the procession of Nora's body. It was now that I realized that 2,400 people had signed a petition for the mercy of this woman. It is now I realize or discovered that I can't remember the number of women alone that signed another petition asking for the mercy of Nora Parham. What I did learn also now is that there were 8 men who stood up for Nora's exoneration. And those 8 men, only 8 men, were her 8 children.
You can catch the premiere of the play at the Bliss Center for the Performing Arts on September 11th and 13th. The production then moves to Belmopan on September 14th, before continuing to Dangriga on September 15th and concluding in Punta Gorda on September 16th. Tickets are available at the Bliss and other designated outlets. And that's the news for tonight. Thank you for joining us.